What is NBA TopShot? In my opinion, TopShot is an absolute revolution in the blockchain NFT space. In the last 30 days alone, NBA TopShot has done 270 million US dollars in sales volume. And as a total market, the NFT space, according to my quick math on CryptoSlam, which I'll link to below, has done 415 million US dollars in sales volume. That's absolutely absurd. So I had to do this episode. I had to do this video. What we're going to cover in this video is what is NBA TopShot, what makes it valuable, how you can buy a moment or a TopShot card, which we'll get into, and can you make money with NBA TopShot, and a little bit about the NFT space as a whole. So let's dig into it. So what is NBA TopShot? Look, these cards, these player moments are possible because of the blockchain. These are literally digital collectibles. Like imagine the sports card that you used to have as a kid. This is a digital version of that. But the blockchain and the technology behind the blockchain makes this much more special. For example, what is a blockchain, first of all? Because that's a fancy word that gets thrown around a lot these days. You know that Excel spreadsheet that you use at work? That exact spreadsheet that is for your purpose or maybe between you and a few coworkers? That's pretty similar to what the blockchain actually is. The blockchain is a spreadsheet that is accessible, transparent, and decentralized, meaning it's owned by nobody, right? And it continuously builds itself, and it's accessible by anybody at any time and fully transparent. You can never forge or change what happens. It's a linear process in terms of what happens in the blockchain. So that technology just simply makes NFTs as digital collectibles completely possible. And this all came to be because Bitcoin, a cryptocurrency, when it was first created, needed this blockchain technology in order to transact, in order to create a peer-to-peer currency. But very quickly, people realized that, hey, there can be different versions of this blockchain that can be utilized for different purposes. You know, Bitcoin was created to be the currency of the internet. Today, Bitcoin is mostly just a store of value, a wonderful store of value, in my opinion. And it runs on this blockchain, but there are different blockchains. The NBA TopShot, NFT runs on the Flow blockchain. Most NFTs, as you'll see on CryptoSlam, it shows you right there, run on the Ethereum blockchain. So the Ethereum blockchain is utilized these days for these applications and NFTs. And we're only literally at the very beginning of what this all is. And there are many, different NFTs like this. There's So Rare, which is the one that I'm personally most excited about and bullish on because I'm a soccer fan. There's a new one for Formula One. There's Crypto Punks or Crypto Kitties you may have heard of. There's Hash Masks. There's even Street Fighter. There's so many. You can find them all at CryptoSlam. And in my opinion, this is only just the beginning. We have only just begun. And the thing that really brings this all together, and I will talk about the things that you need to be aware of and careful of. There are some dangers here. A lot of people talking, is this a bubble? Is this similar to the ICO sort of, crypto movement that happened where a lot of people got scammed and burned? Maybe, possibly in some ways. But I think that as long as there is a thriving community behind that NFT, it will probably stand the test of time. And community is the key. This is what Mark Cuban talked about in a recent interview as well, and I think he's absolutely right. And one warning or one danger, I think, with all of this, if you're getting into the NFT space, as we talk about what it is that these are illiquid assets. You cannot, quickly transact, buy, and sell these assets. They're illiquid, so please keep that in mind. Now, what makes NBA TopShots or NFTs as a whole valuable? Well, first of all, their uniqueness and their scarcity of supply. Whenever one of these Top Shots is created, which I'll show you, there's different levels of the player moments. There's like rare, there's common cards, there's rare cards, there's legendary cards. And within each one, there are a certain number of moments or cards that will ever be created for that series or for that year. Same thing applies on So Rare. There are, for example, only 100 rare cards for that player, for Ronaldo, that entire season. And that supply being scarce and fixed, obviously in correlation to the demand of the marketplace, is what, moves the value up and down. That's what makes it valuable. And the fact that I can verify the authenticity of this item because of the blockchain is another reason that makes it valuable. It's transparent, meaning I can see the history of that item, that digital collectible, from the very moment that it was created, that it was minted, that it was claimed, to the transactions that have happened, to trade it, to sell it from one person to another. You can see all of that in the blockchain. The other thing that makes it valuable is the community I mentioned. That aspect of supply and demand is something that people are really going to start to become more and more familiar with as this NFT revolution really starts to take off. And finally, it's an asset. This asset is something that you can place your dollars in. You can convert your dollars to purchase this asset, and you hold this asset. And over time, it, depending on the market and depending on the situation, it'll go up and down in value. And these are different stores of value. So that's what makes them valuable. Now, the next part of this and the next question becomes, well, how do I buy one? So let me show you a couple things. The most fascinating thing about all of this is that you can literally use your credit card to make these purchases on NBA TopShot. But here's really quick, I mentioned this site, CryptoSlam. This is a site I pretty much check almost daily. It gives you a good sense of what's going on in the market. As you can see here, this is the sales volume in the last 24 hours. NBA TopShot has done $11.4 million. It's about flat from the last 24 hours before that. So Rare has done 600,000. It's up 38%. And you can see like what some of the big movers are. You see F1 Delta time taking off a little bit here, or whenever these new ones kick off. But really, here's the beautiful thing that I was mentioning, $269 million in the last 30 days. Same thing with So Rare here, 13.4 million, 480% increase over the 30 days before that. And you see, wow, this is a new one. Street Fighter has done 1.5 million this last month. Here it shows you the blockchain it runs off. NBA TopShot is possible because of the Flow network, the Flow blockchain. These are all Ethereum and so on. So that's a fascinating thing. Now, here we are on NBATopShot.com. I'll put the link in the bio, in the description below. I'm logged in already. Here's exactly what I would do to purchase. This is my process and what I'm going to do today, literally. So there are a couple important components in general to NBA TopShots. There are these packs that come out from time to time. And the issue with these packs is that the demand is absolutely insane. Like, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of people, and only, let's say this last time, 20,000 packs. No, 203,000 packs on this one. This was the big one, actually. And here's the recent one, 36,000 total only. But we're talking about hundreds of thousands of people that are trying to get these packs. So they pretty much sell out in minutes. It's not even fair to say they sell out in minutes. You pretty much just can't access them. Now, I got very lucky because I caught one of their emails and I was able to pre-order one of these packs. I think it was only like $10 or something. So I got lucky. I did get a pack. But for 99% of people, you're not going to get in on the pack drop. What you're going to have to do is go to the marketplace. And even if you wanted a pack, it's kind of like, sure, fine, go for it. If you get lucky enough to get one, go for it, because they're cheap and you never know, there might be something valuable in there. But the value is in the individual moments, the individual cards. And so say you wanted to go, you would go to the marketplace. And as I was saying, how do you buy? You buy with a credit card, which is why I think that this thing has just absolutely taken off. Again, another Mark Cuban-ism. He was like, the person, the company, the group, the community that reduces the friction from accessibility, to, like the friction of accessibility in general, and the friction of making the purchase, making it as easy as possible for the customer, removing the friction is the key to be successful in the NFT space as a whole. So them making it possible to do this via credit card is I think what is absolutely wild about this and so rare. The other site I mentioned does the same thing. You can make your purchases via credit card. Now, the ideal way, the way that a lot of people would probably ideally be doing this is with Ethereum. Ethereum is really the currency of the NFT space. And in order to do that, you need to load up your balance. You need to load up Ethereum into your wallet. And what most people do is they use MetaMask, and I'll link to that below as well. MetaMask is a wallet and a gateway to these blockchain apps. So when you first purchase your cryptocurrency, you purchase some Ethereum. You might do that on Coinbase. That's where I do mine. You might do that on BlockFi, which I also do as well. I absolutely love BlockFi, and I store some of my crypto there because of the insane interest rates that you can get just for buying and storing your crypto on BlockFi. I'll link to that below as well. It's like 8.6% on the US dollar, 6% on Bitcoin, 5 point something percent on Ethereum. It's absolutely wild. So you can store your cryptocurrency in a combination of places. You can store it on a hardware wallet, which is the safest place, on a Trezor or on a Ledger. And that's the safest way because it's fully offline. You can store it on MetaMask or one of the various apps, browser extensions like this, which allows you to then have a gateway to these apps combined with a hot wallet because there is obviously some risk there. And then I think the bottom way, the least preferred way, is to just keep it on Coinbase or on PayPal or on Square's Cash app where you originally bought it in the first place. But once you have your ETH, you would then load up your balance on NBA TopShot and you'd be able to make your purchase. Or as I said, you could literally just do it via credit card. So that's the key there. So that's the how to buy part. Now the question is, should you buy? Well, that's up to you because this is not financial advice. I'm supposed to say that, right? The real question is, can you make money? Can you make money? And here is my approach based on the brilliant friends that I have and all of the reading that I've done. In my opinion, you need to own a Manhattan. Imagine you're playing Monopoly. That's the one, if there's a market crash, you want to own the Manhattan properties. You want to, as a real estate, even developer, you want to own the properties in those cities, in those places that are the most valuable no matter what the market is doing. And so what is a Manhattan on NBA TopShot? It's a top 5 player. It's a LeBron. It's a Steph Curry. Or it's a GOAT. You know, I think Gary Vee said this the other day. He's like, look, at the end of the day, if you own a Kobe, a Jordan, or a LeBron, JKL, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, you're probably going to be good in the long run. And so those are obviously the most highest priced assets, the most highest priced in-demand collectibles. But they're probably the safest. They're probably the one that is going to stand the test of time. And so if you can afford that, that's what I would do. And that's what I'm going to do literally today. I am going to purchase a LeBron James moment today. I'll actually do it during this episode. And I say that because if the market crashes, if this NFT bubble pops, it will most likely stand the test of time. You can trade. You can also make money by trading these collectibles, these NFTs, but be aware of like extreme volatility. That's what I would say. You want to find an edge. You want to buy something. Again, I think this is like a good, just simple, basic principle. The same way when you're excited about a collectible that you're purchasing, you want that same feeling here. If you're buying a piece of art in the offline, in the real world, or you're buying a sports card in the real world, you're probably buying it because you're excited about it. There's some sort of emotional connection for you to that item. And you want the same thing here, but you also want to, as much as possible, find an edge. For me, my edge is in So Rare because I've played soccer my whole life, and it's the one sport I really pay attention to. I know a lot about the players. I know who's up and coming. I know which players are going to stand the test of time as far as collectibles go. I also really like So Rare because beyond the NFT value itself, we went, on point number 2, like what makes it valuable, but The beautiful thing about So Rare is that they actually have value, they have utility because the game, the site itself is set up as fantasy football, fantasy soccer. And so you buy these cards and you use them to play fantasy. Like, that's incredible. And you get points every week, and then you earn more cards and you earn rewards. Like this week, I just earned zero point zero 0.01 ETH, which is essentially equivalent today. It's like $15 for playing. They're like, here you go, here's your reward. So there's utility on some of these NFT platforms beyond just the item itself. So that's why I'm a big fan of So Rare. I'll link to it below. I believe if you use my link to buy one of their bundles, it can be any bundle of like 5 cards, you'll get a free card, which is really cool. And that's just a way to support in general. So let's go to, here's exactly what I would do if I was purchasing a TopShot. I'd come here to the marketplace, and this is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to search LeBron James. I'm going to set, here's what's wild. I slept on this, and I would have been able to purchase this a week ago. The price has literally gone up on these TopShots like 5x or so. I'm kind of ballparking here in the last week, in the last 7 days. Like you would have 5x'd your money. It's just wild. Not across all the cards, but some of them in general. So the ones that are most valuable on TopShot are going to be the lowest number, the lowest serial number. And obviously, you know, there's these different editions here. There's these, what we call sets. So if you buy a common, that's the least valuable. If you get a rare, those are more valuable. But as you can see, they get extremely expensive. So here is a legendary for 213,000. This is the lowest ask within this. There's only 59 of these, okay? The cheapest one is $99,000. So there you go. You're starting to get an idea of this. So ideally, there's Series 1 and Series 2. Those came out first, the Series 1. So the cheapest, you know, Series 1 right now is $6,598. It's a dunk from Series 1. It's a common, right? It's a common. There's 3,103 of them. And so if you can get a Series 1, get a Series 1. And then here's the tier piece. So the cheapest rare, so there's going to be less of these. The cheapest rare, if I sort by ascending price, cheapest price, is $12,800. That's still a series, is this a Series 2? Yeah, Series 1 actually. So there you go. You're starting to get an idea. Now, if you just leave it be and you just want to get a LeBron, which is what I would do, the cheapest one is $1,099. I would personally go through, I would look at all of the available listings and just make sure there isn't one that's like a little bit more expensive, but much lower serial number. Because again, the higher the serial number, the higher the value. So if I go here, and if you're not watching on screen, you got to be on YouTube watching this. And the lowest ask is right here, serial number 12,764 for $1,099. Now, I personally think this is just a 3-pointer. This is where the emotional side comes in. There's 2 reasons why I'm going to go for this one instead of this one. Number one is look at the quantity. There's 7,500 of these, of the dunk, and there's 15,000 of these. And if you can step up to here even, I would. Because you got a LeBron for 6,600 basically, and there's only 3,000 of these. So it's about half the quantity and the supply of these. So if I go here to this dunk, here's the moment. And if I take a look here, it's right here. Now what I did is on this tab, I already selected a different one, serial number 1457 for $1,800. Why? Because the serial number on this one is 6,492. For a couple hundred more dollars, I can get number 1497. And I like that more. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm quickly going to just refresh this screen to make sure that is still the one I want. Okay, so yes, that is still the one I want. Oh yeah, and one other thing that makes a card super valuable is when this is so silly, but it's like when the serial number matches the jersey number. So as you can see, this LeBron is going for $232,000. All right, so I am going with the one I selected, 1457 for $1,800. Hit buy. You can purchase one moment every 1 hour and 30 minutes. This stuff will probably change. And if I go here, I am going to, for the sake of this demonstration, purchase this one with credit card. It's connected to something called Dapper. Please note that when you purchase via credit card, you pay a tremendous amount of fees. Tremendous amount. Like, I was looking to buy one that I think that was like $6,000, $7,000, and there was about $1,000 in fees included for a credit card. Okay, so I'm going to come back as I do this checkout and just show you the end result. Okay. And we did it. I am the proud owner of a LeBron James. That is awesome. We are processing your purchase. LeBron James, common number 1457, the Dunk base set. One of 7,500 of these. Could this thing drop to absolute zero? Yes, absolutely. Do I think a LeBron will over time? No. Do I think many of these cards will? Possibly, yes. Do I think this is like the ICO scam all over again? No. I think it's a revolution. I think it's an entire new industry with massive market potential. And in conclusion, I think it's a space and an opportunity for creators to monetize. I think it's an opportunity for fans like us to collect digital assets that we love and believe in. And I think it's an opportunity to take advantage of something really incredible. And that is why I personally am so involved with things like this, with SoRare, where I feel I have an advantage and I understand the game. And, you know, I can sit here and really get a sense of what cards are going to stand the test of time. And through that, as a vehicle, I think it's a good store of value. I think that these are, as the economy begins to shift more and more toward inflation, I don't think we have a good sense of what inflation really looks like on an individual micro level within the different marketplaces. I think it's much higher than we think. And I think if we continue as an economy, I'm talking as an American here, pumping dollars and printing money, I think asset prices are going to increase, and those people that hold assets are going to be in favorable positions. And without changing topics here, I think that, you know, printing money doesn't necessarily help the poor. But in the meantime, I'm going to collect these assets and take advantage of this crypto game and play it safe to the best of my ability. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button to support this channel. Send this video to a friend. I appreciate you. Until next time. Peace.